So I've had a couple of cases with medications thrown on for prevention of certain things that don't take too much to figure out what they are. So I wanted to come and just briefly, it's a long conversation, but just briefly touch on the idea of prevention. So prevention is not something that you can take in a pill, meaning a prescription medication, a supplement, an herbal remedy, anything like that. Prevention is how you live every single day of your life. So there is no supplement that can undo the toxicity of a poisonous lifestyle. There's no prescription medication that can undo the toxicity of a world that is constantly communicating with your cells that you're not safe, you're not at peace, you don't love your life, and that you're just forcing and manipulating a physical body and calling it living. So when we talk about prevention, you really need to understand what that word implies, one, and then means if you're going to look at it with regards to something that might be in favor of you. And the way that it's being sold is definitely not. So you can't prevent in the way that it's being sold. You prevent in how you live every single day. Your lifestyle, your habits, how you eat, how you breathe, how you drink, how you move, how you communicate, the quality and the caliber of your relationships, your honesty, your truthfulness, how much integrity you have with regards to what you say, how you act, and what you actually believe in. So if you're talking prevention, there's a lot that you can do to prevent anything that will ever pop up that they will scare you with. But true prevention is how you live, with no exceptions. So when I have any patient come and present with any scenario of symptoms, there is only one way to make a human body the most resilient, the most optimal, the most vibrant, therefore the one that can prevent anything that may come and interact with it, interface with it, no matter if that's a stressful situation, a trauma, or anything else in life. So there are foundational basics to what it is to be well. It's not that you add in a certain nutrient or a certain prescription medication that then creates resilience within that human being. So that thinking is so flawed. And what I'm seeing now is a lot of people are just throwing on a lot of stuff just to put stuff in to save them from something, without the understanding of not only the primary effects, but the secondary effects that are often called side effects, that are actual co-effects from any pharmaceutical drug, supplement, individual nutrient constituent in mega doses, and the combination that is the chemistry set of not knowing any of those things and just throwing it in and calling it prevention. So I would warn you against anybody selling you something that you need to be well. That is not pointing you back in the direction or putting a mirror up in front of you saying, what are you doing in your life? How are your relationships? What is the quality and the caliber of your thoughts? What are your beliefs? What do you do every single day? How do you move? How do you eat? How do you breathe? How do you drink? How do you play? How do you create? How do you relate? If they truly care about preventing something, no matter what that is, those would be the questions and the nature of the questions that would be asked. It wouldn't be, you must need compound XYZ, drug XYZ, or supplement XYZ, because that's going to prevent condition X. So without going into too much detail here, I would just say, think about these things. What is the best prevention? What is prevention? What does that even mean? What does that imply? And maybe I can go into a bigger discussion about that someday. But just be very aware of what you're purchasing as a preventative mechanism, as a preventative substance, and understand the totality of what you are just ingesting to have a parachute, a savior, or some comfort. And if that's why you're taking it, then be honest with yourself and understand that. But do understand that there is a lot more that goes into keeping a body well, keeping a human well, no matter what environment you put them in, no matter what stressor you put them in contact with. And that is, from my experience, never just in a supplement or a drug.